Hi friends, hope you all are well and keeping safe. Today in this vlog, I want to focus on the second COVID wave that hit India in the months of April and May. And I witnessed this deadly wave from close quarters. However, before starting the video, I would like to thank God for saving the lives of so many people around us. There is no argument that many people were not so lucky and had to leave us. I just pray to the Almighty that they all are happy in their heavenly abode. But today, in this vlog, let us focus on the positive side of the story. Well, it is June 29th today, exactly 2 months after we landed in New Delhi, India. We took an indirect flight from Toronto to New Delhi via Abu Dhabi on April 29th, 2021. It was indeed quite an uphill task to reach India during the peak of pandemic during the month of April and in May, when India was reporting almost 3.5 lakh cases of COVID daily. It was really very difficult because two of our direct flights, Air Canada and Air India, got cancelled in the nick of time. Second, it was a very tough decision to come to New Delhi against the advice of our doctor in Canada, who said that Delhi was the COVID hotspot of the world during that time. As the pandemic was blowing out of proportion in India, all the flights to India were getting cancelled. We had to request our agent to look for an alternative route. So, after getting negative RT-PCR in Toronto, we could finally board one of the last operational flights, Toronto, Abu Dhabi, New Delhi. All our friends were baffled. Why are you going to India during the peak of the second wave? Are you guys crazy? Well, to tell you, my father, who is 81, had contracted COVID in India, and we decided to be with him. To say that it was scary to be in New Delhi will be an understatement. When our plane was still on the runway after landing, we got the news of two close family friends losing their battle to the deadly virus the same day. It was devastating. As we took Uber from the airport, we were lost in disturbing thoughts. Was it a right decision to come to India? How would we manage things in the height of the pandemic? It was scary because both me and my husband had no antibodies. Despite the strict advice of a doctor in Canada to get the vaccine before our travel, we could not do so because we had to travel immediately on an emergency basis. Keeping our fingers crossed and leaving everything in the hands of God, we reached home at 5 a.m. I rang the doorbell of my house and saw my son Jayash from far away as he was on his 8th day of COVID. I wanted to hold him and hug him but had to restrain myself. It was overwhelming. We quickly left our suitcases at the door and asked Jayash to take our stuff inside. In just 5-6 minutes, we left and rushed to the guest house in the same society complex.
नमस्कार। सबसे पहले तो मैं मैनेजिंग कमेटी के लोगों का धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं जिन्होंने इन विपरीत परिस्थितियों में भी मेरे लिए एक कमरे का गेस्ट हाउस अरेंज किया है, तो उसके लिए उन सबको बहुत
We could not stay in our own house because it was occupied by my son who was down with COVID. We took a quick shower in the guest house and immediately left for my brother in law's house where my father was staying for the last 2 days. We took an Uber and reached brother in law's place around 8:30 a.m. Just to mention, my brother in law stays almost 25 kilometers away from my house. To watch my dad on the 6th day of COVID was heart wrenching. He lay on the bed almost in delirium. Me and my husband were wearing double masks and a face shield for protection. As I called out to Babba, the first words that he murmured were, "Why have you come all the way from Canada?" I fought my tears hard. Even though Babba was detected with mild COVID, his CT value being 5 on 25, the lack of medicine and neglect made his saturation drop to 90 in 2 days. Of course, I had to come. And I also requested my sister from Mumbai to come soon. Just to mention that my sister herself had contracted COVID on April 2 in Mumbai and was already recovering. April 29th being her 27th day, doctors said that she already has strong antibodies and therefore can be with my father. In the meanwhile, I arranged for the steroid medicines that had to start for Babba immediately. We three, that is me, my husband, and brother in law, somehow managed to start the oxygen concentrator after numerous tube sessions and asking doctors for video consultation. And thankfully, Babba's oxygen came up to 93. After giving him ORS and some juice, Babba could finally gain some strength. I desperately wanted to take Babba to my house and stay with my son so that both COVID patients could be together. My sister would be in the house with Babba and my son. Me and my husband would be in the guest house below to manage things. So finally at 9:30 p.m. my father gained enough strength to be transported to my house. My brother-in-law and father came in brother-in-law's car and me and my husband took the same Uber back home. After setting the oxygen concentrator again at my house, I stayed with my dad till 11:30 p.m. in the time my sister landed from Mumbai. It was indeed a big help as she and Jayash managed the things at home for 9 days from hereafter. I headed back home to the guest house below. I took a shower and silently prayed to God for everyone's speedy recovery. To say that I was not worried for myself and my husband would be wrong because both of us had exposed ourselves for more than 15 hours to take care of my father. The next 8 days were too exhausting as my sister and my son took care of my father at home and my husband managed all medicines, blood tests, and other logistics from the guest house below. It was really a nightmare because to arrange for one small blood thinner injection, it took me entire day. I had to arrange for one more oxygen concentrator of 9 liters as the doctor was afraid that my father may need more oxygen. The oxygen concentrator that my sister had ordered earlier had only 5-liter capacity. It took me an entire day to arrange one concentrator and I had to pay 1.54 lakhs for a concentrator that normally costs not more than 40,000. Why I want to mention this is because it was a very sorry state of affairs in India at this time. Black marketers were trying to encash this helpless situation, but we had no choice. Well, moving forward, one of the days when my father needed 2 blood thinner injections, the injection was not available anywhere nearby. I personally went to the chemist shop and was shocked to see the scene. Never have I witnessed such a nightmarish scene. It was straight out of a horror movie. The whole market was deserted with only a few chemist shops open where people stood with double masks and face shields. Every person was scared of the other person lest they might catch infection from each other. I had to request another chemist to arrange for the injection, and the chemist went to one of the top hospitals and finally could arrange one only after 6 hours of long wait in the queue. In short, it was not only tough but nearly impossible to arrange for a simple medicine on the very same day as almost half of the population was down with COVID. Half the population was already consuming the medicines and the rest half had stored medicines in their homes in advance. The situation was just helpless. And in between all this, our doctor really wanted us to get vaccination as soon as possible. The doctor said that we were a big target because we neither had antibodies nor were vaccinated. All the people in India around us either had COVID presently or have had COVID in the past 1-2 months or already had one dose of vaccine, and we were not in any of these 3 categories. We tried getting vaccinations at 2 centers and even got appointments online on the CoWIN app. My sister-in-law drove us to the center. She was herself recovering from COVID, it being her 27th day of COVID. By the time we reached the center, the vaccine had already finished. Such was the mayhem in the country that all the unvaccinated population was rushing to get their shots as fast as possible. And just to tell you that while going for the vaccine for the first time in my life, I saw such deserted streets in Delhi. Everyone was locked inside their homes. The dread of the virus was palpable. In the home front, while my sister was checking my father's oxygen saturation every 3 hours, my son was doing father's nebulization, blood sugar monitoring, injection administration, and BP monitoring.
दर्द मत कर रहे हैं। थोड़ा तो पेन है इंजेक्शन
अरे
है
वो ऐसे फ्लैप पकड़ना पहले।
ऐसे।
धीरे से डालना, धीरे से।
हाँ हाँ।
ऐसे नहीं, गलत पकड़ा तूने, ऐसे पकड़ना, ऐसे।
कैसे सीधे बोला था उसने, स्ट्रेट डाउन।
दोबारा देख ले यार।
ऐसे बोला था उसने, मुझे याद है। नया
धीरे 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 धीरे।
बहुत बढ़िया लग रहा है। कंपाउंडर ही ना बन जाएगा। आराम ब्लड हो गया, काम हो गया। अरे यार तू तो रुक जाओ, साफ कर दूं मैं।
Chintu, the doctor has done his job well. Well done.
थैंक यू।
Those were tough days. My sister would call me and we would spend time on the stairs outside our house. We were very scared for my father, thinking that he would not make it this time. Our house was transformed into a mini hospital, but there was no choice. There were no beds, no oxygen available even in the topmost hospitals. It was better to manage things at home. But my heart really goes out to those doctors who were working in the hospitals and also doing video consultations for ill patients. Our faith in the Almighty was bigger than our fear. Gradually, the condition of my father became stable, and finally, my sister left for Mumbai on the 8th of May. Before coming back to our house from the guest house, I got my house thoroughly sanitized through a professional company. Later, I also sanitized the house myself. The coming days involved taking care of my father. In between, I took Savlon spray and sprayed everything that I could lay my hands on. Well, it was indeed a very scary situation. After proper sanitization, coming back home was a very welcome affair. The coming days involved taking care of my father. In between, Babba developed some rashes and there were other minor problems, but thankfully everything was under control. We had to conduct some blood tests for Babba, and we did this at the door. The situation was so scary that we did not let any person enter the house. Even our doggy Clifford's vaccination and nail clipping was done at the door. Even bringing daily merchandise like milk took an entire minute, as first I sanitized the door handle, wore gloves and masks, and later washed the milk packets. लॉकडाउन के बाद से
6-7 बार रात को मुझे कर ही रहा हूँ।
The next most important thing was to get ourselves vaccinated. Thankfully, after initial hiccups, we could finally get Covaxin at one of the centers. But going to the vaccination center was
friends,
again
अभी
a
आप
scary
सामने वो देख रहे हैं,
project.
वैक्सीन लगा
I
के
wore
आ
a
रही है ये
PPE
कोविड
kit
की पहली
even though
वाली।
it was 40 degrees and scorching
कोवैक्सीन का
hot.
फर्स्ट डोज आप देख सकते हैं कि कैसे शानू ने अपने आप को पूरा कवर करा हुआ है, इतनी गर्मी में 40 डिग्री में पीपी किट पहना हुआ है, ग्लव्स थे अंदर और मास्क बहुत ही मुश्किल है। तो मुझे
Just to
लगता है
tell you,
डॉक्टरों
I
की
got my
बहुत देनी
vaccine
पड़ेगी,
shot
बेचारे
standing
ऐसे
up
हमारी सेवा
as I was scared to sit on the chair. Circa back to today, 29th of June, my sister's son Prithvi came from Mumbai to take my father. He stayed in the same guest house where we had stayed for 13 days. He did not come inside the house as we were and are still trying hard to maintain COVID appropriate behavior. We met Prithvi outside in the society park, took walks while maintaining a safe distance, but did not meet under the same roof. Today, Prithvi and Babba left for Mumbai. It was a strange mix of emotions. While I felt sad to bid adieu after spending 2 months with Babba, at the same time I thanked God for pulling all our family members out of this crisis. Just to mention that my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, sister-in-law's son, they all got COVID later, but recovered. I've always believed in the saying that let your faith be bigger than your fear. But we should remember that faith alone does not help. Faith with wisdom always works. Here is an earnest request. Please don't take COVID lightly. The situation in India was pathetic. Go out only when absolutely necessary and get vaccinated fast. Thank you.